Hi, today we are learning something new, and first we're going to talk about the terms and vocabulary, and then we're going to do some practicing with it. And it's actually things that you've seen before, you just might not have known that this is the math word for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our date on here, so it's 9/16, and what we're going to be talking about today is factors. Okay, so with the factors, we are thinking multiplication. So when you think factors, you think multiplication. And you can also just put the times. So when you think factors, you think multiplication. So you have learned multiplication. So for example, 2 times 3 equals 6. So the factors are the two numbers that you multiply to get the product. Okay, so I'm going to label that. So factor, this is a factor. This is a factor. And then the answer is called a product. So if it asks for the product, that always means that you're going to multiply. So remember we talked about those key words? So if for in all, we know is to add, the difference is subtraction, product is a key word for multiplication. Now they're not the only keywords, but there's some of them. So what we're going to be doing today is finding factors. So let's write some definitions before we begin though. So a factor So here's our definition. A factor is a number, and I'm going to do the number sign, so that means number, is a number that can be multiplied put the little sign up there, can be multiplied to make a certain product. And that's right here. The factors are the numbers that are multiplied to make the product. All right, so then factor pair. You're going to hear that. All right, so I'm going to put a little line under here so we know that these are important words. So the factor pair is two numbers So two numbers that can be multiplied and I'm going to show you what this means with an example. That can be multiplied together to make a certain product. All right, so those are lots of big words. Two numbers, so factors are the two numbers that you multiply, or it's just any number that you multiply, and the pair is when it's two numbers that make the factors. Okay, so for example, we're going to take the number 6. With the number 6, I want, my directions are to find the factors of 6. So that means find all the numbers that multiplied that equal 6. Okay, so how we do this is we're going to make a chart here. So we're going to make a chart, and we always start with number 1. We always start with 1 because 1 times that number is always going to be the number. So we have 1 times 6. Now this is where we're going to be having our multiplication chart that you see here too. So we have 1 times 6 gives me 6, and this is how you read it. So it's 1 times 6 is 6. Okay, is there anything times 2 that gives me 6? So I follow the 2 around. Oh, there's a 6. So it's 2 times 3 gives me 6. Then I go to 3. Is there anything times 3 that gives me 6? Oh, there's 2. Oh, Miss Corbin wrote the wrong number. Sorry. I was too busy saying 6. All right. So now, if we notice, it's the same numbers. If we do 3 times 2 is 6, it's the same number as here. So there's no more factors of 6. There's no numbers that are going to tell me that are going to equal 6. And so this is how I write my factors. I take a little arrow here, and I move it up and over. So the factors are 1, and I follow my arrow. 2, notice I'm putting commas in between them. 3, and 6. Those are all the factors of 6. That means these are all the numbers that can be multiplied to make a certain product, which is 6. Now the factor pairs means which two belong together. Like I can't do 1 times 3. That's not going to give me 6. So the factor pairs, now I'm going to write the factor pairs. So the factor pairs are the ones that are together. So my factor pair is 1 and 6, and my factor pair is 2 and 3. So these are the different ways. If it asks find the factors, you write it in order by using the arrow to help you. And factor pairs are you writing the ones that are next to each other. Okay, so let's try another one. Let's draw a line. I want to find the factors of 12. Okay, so we're going to put 12 up here. Now remember, we always start with 1. We always do 1 times that number, 1 times 12. And then I'm going to come over here. Is there anything that's 2 times? So I see my dark 2. I come over here, there's a 12. Oh, what is it? It's 2 times 6. Okay, so now let's go to my 3's. Is there anything times 3 that gives me 12? So I followed along until I see 12. Oh, it's 4. So it's 3 times 4. All right, I got 3 times 4. So now let's go to 4. We have 4 times 3. But remember, once we hit the same number again, that means we're done because we already have our 3 and 4 here. Now, did I skip around or did I go in order? So it was, remember to go in order. So then the factors are, I use my arrow, I come down and around to help me remember which way to write them. So it's, my factors are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Those are all the numbers that can be multiplied to make a certain product, and our product is 12 on this one. All right, so now we're going to do the factor pairs. Now when I write it in this chart, it does everything for me. So when you're asked to find the factors of a number or the pairs, always write it in this chart. So my factor pairs are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. Because remember, if I do 1 and 4, that does not give me 12. So these are the pairs, when I do it together, give me 12. The factors are 12. That means what numbers can I multiply to give me 12 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Today in class, we will be working on finding factors of different numbers. We're also going to be using our multiplication chart. If you know your multiplication and your times table, you're not going to need the chart as much. It's for those of us that are still practicing and learning them. This helps us not miss any numbers.